Hey there, health lovers. Welcome to The Scoop, where we serve you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I'm Rachel. I'm a dietitian. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 busy boys, and I am a big fan of making small, healthy changes that can lead to big results. So grab your coffee, your water bottle, or even your afternoon snack and settle in. We're about to dive into today's scoop. And trust me, these simple tips are going to make healthy living feel a whole lot easier. Let's get started.
Any and all opinions and views shared by hosts and guests on this podcast are the speaker's own and do not represent the views of Live It Up or its affiliates or parent company.
Welcome back to The Scoop, serving you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I'm Rachel. I'm a registered dietitian, nutrition expert, also the chief registered dietitian for Live It Up. If you don't know Live It Up is a company that has several superfood powers like super greens. And I work there because I believe in the product. Because as a dietitian, I'm not going to work anywhere where I think the product is BS. Today, I'm actually going to be talking about one of our biggest competitors, and that is AG1. AG1 has almost been one of the foundational greens powders. They have been around for a long time. They are proud that they have iterated several times. I believe, I don't know how many, but they have continued to change their product and enhance it. AG1 is a good product for the right person. So let's talk a little bit about it. AG1 was originally developed for athletes. It was called Athletic Greens. And they add a lot of synthetic vitamins and minerals to it to really boost it up, give it really high doses of some of their vitamins and minerals. They also have probiotics. They have 7 billion CFU of probiotics in their product. For this reason, they actually do recommend that you keep it refrigerated and that you take AG1 on an empty stomach to make sure that you get all of the benefits from all of the different ingredients. Interestingly, AG1 has over 75 ingredients, and this includes everything from the vitamins and minerals that they add to it, protein and fiber added to it, leafy greens, blue-green algae like spirulina and chlorella. They add adaptogens. They also add different roots, all different kinds of plants. They also add antioxidant supplements. So antioxidants that are in supplement form are added to their product. So it is a big product. There is a lot in there. And for some people, this can be really helpful. So as an athlete, athletes actually use a lot of they expend a lot of energy. They use a lot of vitamins and minerals, both during energy expenditure as well as for recovery. They just use more micronutrients than someone who isn't as active. And that makes sense because every function in the body uses vitamins and minerals to help that function move forward. Without certain vitamins and minerals, some of these functions can't even work. So as someone who needs a lot of micronutrients, AG1 may be the right choice for you. AG1 uses stevia as their sweetener, which some people don't mind the taste of at all. Other people find that kind of has an aftertaste. So that's something to consider if stevia is a sweetener that doesn't sit well with you. The other thing is that stevia has actually had a little bit of controversy in terms of its benefit in the gut. Some studies show that it might benefit the gut. Other studies show that it actually might cause dysbiosis, which is an imbalance in the bacteria in our gut. So less of the good stuff and more of the harmful stuff. More studies are needed, but it's an interesting little tidbit that's happening in research right now around stevia. So AG1 is a big product. They have a huge reach. Honestly, they have a huge reach into your pocket as well. So I believe that if you get a single one-time purchase, it's about $99. And if you decide to get a monthly subscription, I think it's around $79. It's an investment. Honestly, as a dietitian, I want you to think about a supplement as an investment in your health. So if that is the right supplement for you, then certainly you want to make that investment. It's not always possible. It is a hefty sum of money. So sometimes you also have to balance, is it the right one for me financially as well? Now, let's do a little real talk. Let's talk about where I see, Live It Up, Super Greens kind of coming to the forefront, doing a little better than AG1. For some people, everyone's an individual. You have to find what works best for you. So the first thing that makes me hesitate a little is that AG1 does have over 75 ingredients, and that's all fit into a 12-gram scoop. It's a lot to fit into such a small amount. And when you think about it, this might mean that there aren't many ingredients that are effectively dosed, right? If you're going to fit that much in, then there's going to be a bit of dilution going on in there. If you're trying to fit all this big stuff in, the scoop would have to be bigger. And with a small scoop, you just got to like pick and choose what's going to go in there, and tiny amounts are going to fit. There are probably some things that are effectively dosed, absolutely. But if we think about it, for example, adaptogens might need upwards of the general recommendation is that, for example, with ashwagandha, if that is an important ingredient for you and you're looking for, something that's going to help you naturally deal with stress, then the general dosing recommendation is somewhere above 400 milligrams. If you look at their nutrition facts panel, what you're going to see is that all the super mushroom complex, all of them combined is 154 milligrams. So if an effective dose is going to be more than 400, then you'll probably get some benefits in terms of, what's in there, but it may not be exactly what you need. If that is what you're looking for, that is not effectively dosed for you. Now, they do have a lot of supplemental antioxidants. So what I'm going to say here is that some supplemental antioxidants may work. Things like doses of vitamin C, that's an antioxidant that we know through studies has benefits. Vitamin E is also an antioxidant that we know has benefits. But then when we extrapolate different antioxidants from a whole food and we have them in individual form, they actually stop working the same way as they work in the whole plant. And what the theory is behind this is that these antioxidants need to work synergistically. And that's how they get their superfood power, to be able to work together and, really promote whatever benefit the studies have shown. So when we have these antioxidants added, some of them may work, like vitamin C and vitamin E, and some of them may not have the benefits we're looking for, and they might just kind of be a waste of space. So we really want to look at the whole thing in general. The other thing that makes me a little nervous is that if non-athletes start to take this, for some people it may be totally fine, but if we look at the nutrition fact or the supplement facts panel, what you're going to see is really high doses of certain vitamins and minerals. And that might not be appropriate for everyone. If you're on certain medications, or if you are already taking another multivitamin, or if you are eating other foods like cereals that have added vitamins and minerals, you are now getting a whole lot of vitamins and minerals. And this is called a megadose. And megadoses aren't always the best thing, especially if it's something like vitamin A. Vitamin A is fat soluble. A, D, E, and K are all fat soluble, which means you store it in your fat, which means you don't get rid of the excess. So if you, in your whole diet, are taking multiple supplements that have vitamin A, you really want to be careful. Because even though vitamin A is an essential nutrient and we do need it for health, we don't want to exceed the amount that we actually need every day. So those are some of the things to think about as you're going in to make your decision about a greens powder. So as you're looking at AG1, it's a great product. They have a lot of stuff in their product, but think about what you're looking for. Are you looking for more effectively dosed greens powder that might have less ingredients so that they are going to do more work for you? Are you looking for something that doesn't have synthetic vitamins and minerals, so no added vitamins and minerals, because maybe you're taking a different multivitamin? Honestly, if you're taking AG1, please stop all other multivitamins. Don't take them together. AG1 can be your multivitamin because it's a mega dose of many of them. The other thing to think about is that not all of AG1's ingredients are organic. So if you are concerned about all of those like vegetables and roots and everything in there, all of that is being reduced down to a very small scoop. All of the pesticides are being concentrated in that scoop too. What you want to do is say, okay, what is right for me? Do I want all those pesticides and herbicides also in there? AG1 does say that they don't have pesticides and herbicides, so that's good, but they also don't have all organic ingredients. I do believe that like less than half of their 75 plus ingredients are organic. Now, how does this compare with Live It Up Super Greens? If we're going to make a comparison, Live It Up doesn't have added vitamins and minerals. All of the nutrients in Super Greens comes from the plants that it uses in its formula. And for some people, they like this. And I think it's really important when you're looking at greens powders in general that you look at the supplement fact panel and you see what vitamins and minerals are in there. Because if they don't list a lot, how do you know what the benefits are? And how do you know that those vegetables and different plants were compounded in a way that maintains their nutrition? So when you look at Super Greens, you can see that they list over 22 vitamins and minerals and that they don't add them in. They're all there just naturally. And so that's one thing to consider. Super Greens uses all organic vegetables. So everything in the superfood area is organic. They can't call themselves USDA organic though. And the reason is because they also wanted to make sure there was a decent dose of probiotics. So there's 5 billion CFU of probiotics in Super Green. That takes up space. So to be called USDA organic, you have to have more than 95% of all of the ingredients in there as organic. Having that dose of probiotics pushes Super Green down a little bit. So they're not meeting that 95% threshold. But that doesn't mean that not all the plants are organic. And honestly, probiotics really can't be organic. There are no defined guidelines set out by the government saying that, probiotics can be organic. So if you are getting a supplement that says it has that is organic and has probiotics in it, it likely also has something else in there that's making up the 95% of that supplement that is organic, but the probiotics aren't. Nutrition tidbit, don't be confused. The other thing to think about is that there are no fillers. It uses no artificial sweeteners, no preservatives. It uses monk fruit instead. So some people enjoy that taste better as a sweetener over stevia. Some people don't like monk fruit. Our taste buds are all different. And that's what my kids say to me when I tell them that a food is good. And they're like, my taste bud is different than yours, because they're little snarky guys. One other difference is that Athletic Greens has 1 digestive enzyme and Super Greens has 3. So if you're looking for, gut support, that might be for you. The other thing is that Super Greens is likely more effectively dosed when it comes to the plants. And the reason is because there are only just over 20 organic vegetables in there. And that means it's in an 8-gram scoop. So it's smaller, but still 75 into 12 and like 22 or 23 into 8 is a big difference in terms of, how much dosing is in there and how much of each plant you can actually fit. And the price is a tad bit, you get a little bit more value in there. It's not the cheapest, but it's still an investment in your health, which is important, but it's also potentially not going to break the bank for most people. So Super Greens is a little bit more affordable. Which means it just brings a little bit more value to your health and to your pocketbook. A one-time purchase is going to cost you $59.99, and then the monthly subscription goes for $39.99. So it can be a little bit more sustainable if price is one of your limiters. Let's take a step back. What were the differences? So AG1 is a good product for athletes. It has mega doses, so you really have to be careful if you're on other medications, if any of those mega doses of vitamins and minerals might interact or be contraindicated depending on what medication you're taking. They have so many ingredients, you might not get an effective dose. Did I say that? Anyway, it's not all organic vegetables and plants in there. And, if you're looking for gut health, it's only one digestive enzyme, but they do have 7 billion CFU of probiotics. Live It Up, on the other hand, has more effectively dosed vegetables and plants in their product because there are less in the scoop, which means you can fit more of them in. All the vitamins and minerals are naturally derived from the plants in the product. Another little interesting tidbit is that Super Greens does not add extra fiber or protein. All the fiber and protein in their product come from the plants in the formula. It has 3 grams of fiber and 2 grams of protein. And we know that, a lot of the nutrition is being kept during the processing into this powder because we can see that the fiber is kept, the protein is kept, the vitamins and minerals, much of them are kept, right? Because we have that all listed out. AG1 actually only has 2 grams of fiber and 2 grams of protein, even though they add extra protein and fiber to theirs. So it's something to think about in terms of where you want to be. Live It Up Super Greens is more of an everyday person's type of greens powder. It fits a lot of dietary patterns. It isn't mega doses, so what's in there is less likely to boost you up too high or to interfere too much with different medications. There are definitely some medications that you probably should be really careful with greens powders, especially the ones where you have to be careful of vitamin K. Even though vitamin K isn't listed on every supplement facts panel, it is in every single greens powder out there, so just be aware. In fact, AG1 lists vitamin K as one of its ingredients, but it does not state how much is in their product. So that might have a fair amount. Just to be aware. Be aware of what your health needs are and what would fit into your diet the best. Again, I am, the dietitian for Live It Up, but also I believe in their product. And as a dietitian, that's how I would back to back compare these two products. If I'm looking from the nutrition perspective with my clients in mind, what are the things to watch out for? Athletic Greens is definitely a good choice for some people, and Super Greens is a good choice for other people. So you have to make that decision for yourself. You have to understand, what are your needs? What else are you having in your diet that might not complement the greens powder that you decide to have? So that's my take. If you have any questions at all about either product, I'm happy to answer questions about either. I have scoured both of these products pretty top to bottom to see what is it nutritionally and what is going on in these products. And if you have questions about that, I am so happy to answer them. Let me know. Leave a comment.